So here I am with this app. Written by Ashlei Prince. Narrated by Hansel. Part 1. Gone. Anime always used to tell me that I slept with my eyes open, like a dead man, and that I would sometimes talk in my sleep, and this would scare her so much that she would get out of bed and sleep on the sofa for the rest of the night. I would wake up in the bed with her gone, and I would go into the living room to find her curled up with an open mouth and a sleep mask over her eyes. That was unless she hadn't been woken up already by the sun coming through the stretch of our wide windows, for which we hadn't been able to afford curtains since we moved in together. She used to tell me that it was a weird contrast to see me so productive in the day and for me to become an animated corpse while I slept. Ever since I found her dead, my enemy, on the floor next to that sofa, I often imagined her laughing at the fact that now I had become the complete opposite. It was impossible for me to do anything productive during the day, but now in the night I have started to sleepwalk and do things to the apartment. It took a while for me to notice the sleepwalking, though. A good old friend of mine came round last week to give me company, and he told me that my goldfish looked healthier than ever. Anime and I bought them together when we moved in. As a young couple, a child was obviously far too much for us to have at that time. A cat probably too, but a pair of fish for the kitchen seemed perfect. They were more of an ornament than a pair of animals. When my friend pointed them out, I realized that I hadn't fed them since she left me. They too should have been dead at that point, because by then it had been 3 weeks since I found her gone. My brain was still slow, and I didn't quite think of it. Until later that evening, drunk, I checked our little pot of goldfish food, and there indeed seemed to be a large portion missing. But because I was drunk, I just thought I was being silly or forgetting something. But there was nothing to forget, really. The fish were fed, and never while awake did I ever remember to feed them. Since I have always been a weird sleeper, it is natural to think that I must be sleepwalking, with dreams of her and us. Well, after the day my friend pointed them out, I made sure to set a reminder on my phone to keep the fish fed. It took a bit of effort, though, like everything else, but became my little routine. For the past week I have been better, but I always just wake up and sit on the balcony with a joint and a coffee, and maybe have a bath, and then walk around the city, before feeding the fish and watching TV, and drinking until I have to sleep. I think the drinking helps me because it forces me to cry. When I am sober, I don't feel much at all, just empty. But when I pass the line...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?